Say it with me. Welcome to your favorite game, Underground 2. Wow, this Civic is definitely something to look at. So, interesting fact about it. Did you know I got annihilated by a Honda Civic once? I will never forget that day. My friends are still teasing me, but in my defense, that specific Honda Civic even reached the magazines and everything for its beauty and its Franken-Einstein conversion, where they take a 2-liter block, put a 1.6-liter head on it, and that thing can just rev up to eternity. It just doesn't stop revving. Nevertheless, this specific Honda Civic over here is a 1.6-liter block, which makes it the B16. So I am going to share my tune with you guys today, and hopefully it's going to help you guys out a bunch. So before we do anything, let's quickly do a dyno for drag racing. And there we go, 340 kilowatts with 386.7 Newton meters. I must say, the Newton meters has got kind of a weird curve. It's like curving almost like a kilowatt section for some reason. But it doesn't really matter. Okay, it does matter a bit because it does give some wheel spin, but we'll get into that now. So if you're looking at my dyno chart and yours doesn't look like mine, let's say for instance it's lower, I will be showing you guys how to get it this high. So there is multiple ways, but I've decided to break this video into 4 sections. The first section is obviously I'm going to show you my tune because that's why you're here, and also in the tune I'm going to show you how to get more kilowatt by tuning your ECU and turbo. The second stage will be me doing a 400 meter pull. The third stage will be me going back to my performance upgrades and showing you guys what I've installed, and then lastly it is a drag race. So let's quickly head over to the tune. So we're gonna start off with the suspension. So as you guys can see here, the front is a little bit higher and the rear is even much more higher. I've got a problem with this car. This car for forever, it bottoms out on the road. While you're driving, literally you just see sparks hitting from underneath. So that is why I've literally been trying to actually get this car risen up just a little bit more than usual. I don't know, maybe it's the wheels I've got on or the body kit, I'm not sure. Nevertheless, also one thing you gotta remember, that when you pull away with a car, the weight goes from the front of the car to the back of the car, which means the rear suspension will go down, the front suspension will go up. And in this case, this is not what you want. This is a front wheel drive car, meaning that if all the weight goes to the back, the rear suspension goes down, the front suspension goes up, there's gonna be no weight pressing down the front wheels to the road. It's gonna result into a lot of spinning. So that is why the rear is also so darn high, just to get at weird equal levels. So even if the front does go up and the rear does go down, the front won't go much higher than the rear, or if not even reach that height, which will obviously remain that most of the weight will be in the front. So for the front springs and the front shocks, you can see they are pretty more to the soft side. So if the weight does actually go up a bit, it doesn't pull the wheels up with it. So just to help a little bit more with traction. And then for the rear, obviously it is on hard on its stiffest, because we don't want the weight to go to the back and press the rear suspension down. Weight must stay in the front. So for the sway bars, for the front and the rear, I believe on having them at max. Reason is that under a lot of power from certain engines, it can literally make the entire body of the car flex inwards. So in this case, having a strong sway bar in the front is just going to help a little bit of that, and it's just going to help with stability on the road. So moving over to steering ratio, I did not adjust anything here because this car I only tuned to go straight. Let's talk a little bit about drivetrain. Here it is. Take a screenshot, write whatever you have to in your girlfriend's book or your boyfriend's book. Just remember this is the secret juice. Going over the drivetrain, the aerodynamics, as you guys can see, we don't have any downforce up on it. For some reason, this car is managing a really powerful traction while accelerating even at top end. So the only place where it spins is it spins in first gear. We actually use nitrous in second gear because the first gear is just too bad. It's either you bog this car down and try to nitros it and it still spins, or you just let it spin a bit, but the gear is very short, so you can get into the second gear, throw your nitros, you've got a good pull away, a quick reaction and everything, and you're just off. And this car, it flies. It's not the best out there, sadly enough. Maybe if it was the B20 it would have done better, but nevertheless, so there's no downforce. This car is holding its traction. For the tires and brakes, we did not install any, well, we didn't do any changes to the brakes, but for the grip we've got strong. For the ECU, if you guys don't know how to tune the ECU and the turbo, what I'll do is here in the top right corner, I'll drop a card for you guys. Just click on it. That is where I briefly explain everything to you guys to make sure that you understand how to tune it and get more power. In short terms, the blue over here, this is where your power is at. The red means there is no power. If you look at the RPMs down here, RPM range, from 0 to 1000, we don't need any power there because this is idle. From 1000 to 2000 RPMs, we have got about half and half, but in no race at all, we will see a full, what do you call it? In a full race, we will probably never see the car being in that range unless you hit a wall or something. Going over to the turbo, it's the same story. From 0,000 to about 4,000 RPMs, we have got no boost. We squeeze all the power here in at the top end because this is where the car makes the most power. Even if you look at the dyno, all the power lays in these gears. Going over to the nitros, our nitros is roughly about at 5 seconds. Okay, so let's go do our 400 meter pull. Oh, and then, whoa! Oh my word! No way! Absolutely no way! Get out of here! Get out of here! This is my personal best in the Civic. Oh my word! Guys, I know for you, you're saying, what are you going on about? You have got absolutely no idea how hard it is to get 8.04 on the 400 meter time, especially on a front wheel drive car. That is insane. You can see the 0 to 100 was a bit slow at 2.1, where all my other cars, my all-wheel drive cars, are usually around 1.88, 1.9, 1.92, so it's a little bit slower, not that much, but it's because obviously we're using nitros in second gear. Guys, sorry. One day you'll understand why I'm so happy right now. Burnout distance at 1.1 meter, not too bad at all. And obviously we exited at 285 going through the 400 meters. And yes, I laid off, well, literally when I passed the 400 meters. For the top speed, I never continued accelerating. I just let it free down because I couldn't believe I hit that. That is so amazing. I am so freaking happy right now. So let's quickly go over the performance parts, which is the third category of this video. Bam, and engine. So I'm gonna quickly work through this, right? At first you might know about this or you might actually not know about it. So literally, as we all know, there is 3 packages we can install. Obviously, third one being the best package. It even says it's the extreme package, and when you install it, it's gonna say installed. How great is that? You can even see what they are installing. So let me tell you guys, did you know there's actually a catch to this? Because if I go to stage 2, whoa, everything is also installed. If I go to stage 1, only one thing is installed. What the heck is going on? To make things clearly, if this is a new car and you are only installing extreme package, you will only have this installed, meaning at number 2 you'll have nothing installed, and at number 1 you'll have nothing installed. So the right way to do it is to first install stage 1, then stage 2, and then stage 3. In that way you'll also have so much installed. So let me help you guys quick. You might be actually confused now why not everything is installed here. It's because stage 2 or 3 is actually giving a better package than the previous one, such as right over here. It's a mild means it's a good but not bad, but it's a better kind of camshaft and cam gear. Now why would you have that one in if right here at extreme package stage 3 we have got racing camshafts and gears in? Obviously that is better. So then obviously what happens is they take the mild camshafts out. But because here's a cold air intake system and there's nothing in stage 2 and 3 about cold air intake system, if you never have installed it, you wouldn't have a cold air intake system. So once again, just install all three, such as with ECU. Install the first stage, look at that. Install the second stage, performance chip has been cancelled out because here is a new engine management unit and then bigger fuel injector. So install all three. Going to transmission, install all three. Suspension, install all three. For the nitros, only install the final one. For the tires, only install the final one. For the brakes, install all three. For the weight, install all three. I mean, look at that. Literally, both is installed, both is installed, both is installed. If you literally only installed one of these three packages, let's say install stage 3, you would have still had heavy windows, heavy seats. You would have still had back seats and interior panels and stuff. So yeah, this really helps you out a lot. And then obviously over here, only install stage 3. So there we go. Let's quickly head over to quick race and do our drag race. This car is doing magnificent. Look at that. We are annihilating them, guys, honestly. And I don't know if you saw, there is a few sparks on this floor. This car likes to shoot a few sparks. And I think, let's quickly go to race stats. I short shifted 3 of them, so we could have gotten a better time, but not that much better, because this car is suffering a bit from kilowatt compared to the other faster cars. The top end speed, the car kind of slacks with that. So anyway, there we go. I do hope that this video helped you out. I do hope you found it informative, educational, entertaining, or whatsoever. If you did, please make sure to drop a big like. If you are still watching now, I just want to tell you, you're a true supporter. I love you. Thank you so much. You're damn awesome. Otherwise, if you're new to this channel and you would love to support it, hit the logo at the bottom right corner to subscribe. If you want to see a similar video, hit the icon on the left. If you want to see one of my most recent videos, hit the icon on the right. And then I'll see all of you legends in my next video. But for now, peace out, everyone.